What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the importance of kicking your ego out of the door, because ego is going to get you hurt in the gym, and it could get you beat up in life if you take it the wrong way. So the actual definition of ego is a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. So for instance, if we're talking about the gym, say if I'm going for a PR, look, I'm going for a PR in about a week and a half, so let's just use this as an example. My current PR is 380, so if I hit 365 as my last warm-up and I want to go for a PR, and I want to hit, my goal is to hit 405. I don't know if I'm going to hit it this time or whatever, that's not the point. Say I want to hit 405 really bad, and I go from 365 for my final warm-up all the way up to 405, which is like a 50-pound jump or so, 40-pound jump, whatever. And knowing in my head that that weight is going to shock me, and going for a heavier weight and knowing I'm most likely not going to get it, instead of going for a lighter weight, I want to try and impress everybody by trying to put on 4 plates. So that way I could, after I unrack 4 or 5, I could potentially misgroove it completely, drop it, and if I don't drop it, if I come up, my form's going to be absolutely awful. So ego is basically doing something you know is not going to happen and doing it to impress others instead of doing it for yourself. So if I went from 365 to 380, which is my current PR, and then jump to 405, that would be more realistic instead of going straight from 365 to 405, trying to show off basically. Ego can get you really injured at the gym. Back when I had my injury, I was deadlifting heavy, I think twice a week, and benching and squatting heavy basically twice a week, which was not the best thing for my body. My deadlift, I was pulling 425 for I think a triple, and I definitely did not have a triple in me. After I pulled the first one, I probably should have let it go, but my ego, it was so focused on 425 for 3, 425 for 3. That's what I was thinking about all day in school that day. 425 for a triple, and I got, I think, 2, and then I failed the third one, which it didn't really matter, because after that my back was done and I was injured. That was the bottom line. If I never went for that 425 for 3, if I just did it for a single and say, you know what, I don't want to risk injury, I'm staying with a single, then I most likely would have not gotten hurt that day. Maybe in like a week or so I would have gotten hurt, depending on how my programming was, because I really wasn't following a program. I was just doing whatever I wanted really, and having a light and heavy day throughout the week. And now that I'm on a program and following, I have certain numbers I want to hit. Like for today, I was doing 265 for squats, 8 sets of 2 on my dynamic day. Now I really don't like using the 10s, or I really don't like using the 5. So I had 2 plates and 2 10s on there. Now I could have easily just put on 2 plates and a quarter to make it 275, but that's not the point of this program. The point of my program is to follow these certain percentages, these certain numbers for this certain amount of reps. So today was 265 8 by 2 instead of doing 275, which would have jumped my percentage up about 5 or 6%. So it would not have been following the program. That's when you have to kick your ego, especially on my dynamic days, because there's days I could go from like tomorrow's 215 for bench. I could just go straight to 225 if I wanted to, but that's not the point of your program. Programming kicks your ego out the door really quick, because you have certain numbers you have to hit on that day, and it's not like you're just going there doing a free-for-all like most guys in the gym are, doing whatever they want, messing around with heavy weight that they should not be doing, just trying to show off, which is basically the point of an ego. So after you understand kicking your ego out the door, you're going to have better lifts in the gym. Your recovery is going to be a lot better, because you're not killing yourself every single workout, because your programming is not meant to basically destroy you and not be able to recover from workout to workout. So kick your ego out. The quicker you realize once you get into lifting that your ego should be kicked out on certain times, that is when you should do it. Now, the only time I think your ego should get in the way is when you're at a meet, because when you're at a meet, you want to go for, especially if you're gonna be trying to get for that number 1 spot, or trying to qualify for a national event. So that's the only time I should recommend kicking your ego, or keeping your ego, and saying like, I have to hit this number in order to qualify, and if I don't hit this number, then I don't qualify. So that's the only time I think that I would keep my ego, if I had to hit a certain number to qualify. So sometimes your ego is good only in meet time. So besides that, kick your ego out the door, because you're gonna save your body a whole lot of heartache and potentially being injured from your ego. So that's what I plan to do with my ego. I've really learned to just kick it out the door, just forget about it, and just follow my program to a T. That's what's gonna get me success and get me stronger in the sport of powerlifting. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. In dirty teacher news, South Carolina teacher resigns, forced to resign after naked photo was published by a student. Now this is